Hey everyone, so today we're going to be learning how to add polynomials. So remember, a polynomial is an expression that can have 1, 2, 3, 4, or so on number of terms. We know how to add monomials, so now we're going to learn how to add polynomials. So when adding polynomials, you're going to stack the polynomials and add. You have to make sure that your like terms are lined up. And remember, when we add polynomials, we only add the numbers in front, the coefficients. We do not add the exponents. So let's take a look at an example. So we have 4x squared plus 2x minus 3 plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 9. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stack my polynomials where my like terms are lined up. So I'm going to just rewrite my first polynomial. And I'm going to put my second polynomial underneath. Now remember, I want to stack like terms. What are like terms? They are terms that have the same variable with the same exponent. So 4x and 5x are like terms, so I'm going to line those up. 2x and negative 7x are like terms, so I'm going to line those up. And then negative 3 and 9 are like terms, so I'm going to line those up. Now I'm going to add from there. Remember your rules for adding integers, same signs add and keep, different signs subtract. So 4 plus 5 is going to give us 9x squared. 2 plus negative 7, different signs subtract, you're going to get negative 5x. And then negative 3 plus 9 gives us a positive 6. So make sure you notice I did not add these 2's here, these exponents. Those stay the same. You only add the coefficients, the numbers in front of the variables. So let's make sure that our answer has no like terms, so we can't simplify any further, which it can't. And let's make sure it's in standard form. So are the exponents going from largest to smallest? Yes. So this is our answer. Let's take a look at another example. So sometimes you're going to have to add polynomials that have a different amount of terms. So for example, this polynomial is a binomial because it has 1, 2 terms, and this polynomial is a trinomial, 1, 2, 3 terms. So we still apply the same rules. We want to stack our like terms. So it's going to look a little different in this case. So I'm going to rewrite my first polynomial, negative 6y squared minus 6. Now I'm going to write my second polynomial underneath, remembering to stack my like terms. So in this second polynomial, 10y squared is like terms with negative 6y squared. So I'm going to write that underneath. 8y, now is 8y and negative 6, are those like terms? The answer is no. This has a y and this does not. So you cannot stack these because they're not like terms. So I'm going to skip over 8y for now, and I'm going to put this plus 11 right under this 6. The reason why I'm doing that is these are both constants. So that means they both do not have a variable, making them like terms. But we can't forget our plus 8. So I'm going to just put that at the end. Now, if you want to, you can add a little plus 0 up here, so you know exactly what you're doing. You're just adding 0 to it, because it does not have a like term in that first polynomial. So same thing, use your rules of sign numbers. So negative 6y squared and 10y squared, when you add those, you're going to get 4y squared. Negative 6 plus 11 is going to give us a positive 5. And now 0 plus anything is just itself. So 0 plus 8y is going to give us 8y. Remember, we put a 0 there because it did not have any like terms in the first polynomial. Now let's ask ourselves the important questions. Are there any more like terms? No. Is it in standard form? No. So we have to rewrite it so it's in standard form. We go from largest exponent to smallest. So I'm going to start with this 4y squared because that has the largest exponent. This doesn't have a variable, so I'm going to skip that. 8y has the second largest exponent because that has an invisible exponent of 1. And then we put the 5 at the end. And that is our answer. Let's take a look at one more example. So find the sum of negative 3x to the third minus x plus x to the fourth and negative 5x to the fourth plus 7 minus 12x. So we're going to notice here that we have a key word, and the key word here is sum. We need to be able to recognize that sum means addition. So we have to add these together. So I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to write my polynomials and stack the like terms. So I'm going to start by writing the first one. So negative 3x to the third minus x plus x to the fourth. And I'm going to write my second polynomial underneath, making sure I stack the like terms. So starting with the negative 5x to the fourth, I'm not going to put that under the negative 3x to the third. Even though they're both first, they have different exponents, so they are not like terms. So I'm going to stack this with whatever has the same variable and the same exponent, which is this plus x to the fourth. So I'm going to put that right underneath. This plus 7 does not have a variable. So does it have any like terms in this first polynomial? No. So we're going to add it to the end. And if you want, you can add that plus 0 so you know what you're going to add it to. That's not necessary. If you don't want to add that plus 0, you don't have to. But if you want to know what you're really adding it to, it's going to be that plus 0. Now, last but not least, we have this minus 12x. I'm going to find the other term that only has an x, which is right here, minus x. So I'm going to put minus 12x right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and stack, add my polynomials. Now, if you want to, you can add your invisible ones where you see fit and go from there. So this negative 3x to the third did not have any like terms, so I'm going to bring it down. Negative 3x to the third. You could put a 0 there if you want to, but it's not necessary. Then you have negative 1x and negative 12x, same signs, add and keep. That's going to give us a negative 13x. Now you have a positive 1x to the fourth plus negative 5x to the fourth. Different signs subtract, so you're going to get negative 4x to the fourth. And then 0 plus 7 is just going to give us 7. Now, same two questions. Are there any like terms? No. Is it in standard form? No. We have to rewrite it so it's in standard form. So find the largest exponent, which is right here. We get negative 4x to the fourth. Second largest exponent is right here. We have negative 3x to the third. Then we're going to go with our negative 13x plus 7. We cannot combine any like terms, so it's in simplest form and it's in standard form. So we're done.